Guys, I had an amazing weight loss with my 10,000 step calorie deficit challenge over my Canadian winter. I did run into some challenges and we're going to talk about those, but we're going to get into exactly the before and after, how I did it, what I did, and exactly what the results were. They were pretty much beyond anything I expected. It was a wonderful challenge. It only took about 3 to 4 months, probably a little longer realistically, but the results will speak for themselves. I lost an amazing amount of weight. I'm really happy with the results. And now I'm changing up my training and going for a new target. What is that new target and how am I going to get there? What's the training plan? I'm going to talk about all that in this video here. So let's get right into it, guys. All right, guys, I'm enjoying my first walk in this Canadian spring. As you can see, the snow has finally melted a bit. It looks a little green behind me. We are not out of the Canadian winter yet, but we're right on the tail end. What I've been doing for the Canadian winter the entire season has been 10,000 steps in a calorie deficit. I try to keep my calorie deficit moderate, about 500 calories, but some days it's swung a little bit here and there, but I've always been in a deficit. My before and after was amazing. Before I started this challenge, I was about 50 to 60 pounds overweight. During the first few months of the challenge, I was doing none to incredibly low weightlifting, barely any at all, maybe a few compound exercises here and there. And during that time, I dropped about 45 pounds. I noticed an intense amount of weight come off in the first few months. It was absolutely extreme. It goes to show just how many calories extra I was eating to put on the weight. Post-COVID, my weight has never been so high. Before COVID, I had been weightlifting and been fit my entire life, starting at about the age of 17, right up until my 40s. And then COVID hit, everything went downhill. I thought that I would be able to train at home and that my hobby farm would be able to keep me at least somewhat fit. That wasn't true at all. And really, that was partly due to motivation. It wasn't just the lack of the gym and COVID locking me out of all the gyms that I went to. It really was, I think I was burned out at that time. Combined with COVID adding stress to life, which I think a lot of people can relate to, my fitness really took a back seat. I got incredibly overweight to the point where it was hard for me to put my shoes on. And I said, this isn't the life I want to live. I have been fit my whole life and I can't live as a person who struggles to put their shoes on. That's not me. And I finally think I got over that burnout hump. One thing about when you exercise your whole life, it can become monotonous. After 20 years, it's a long time. And you just didn't enjoy it anymore. Since starting up again this winter, I've really started to enjoy it. I think I know that I'm not in the, sorry, my dog's just wandering around all around me. It's really entertaining to watch. She's just loving the fact that winter's done. Anyway, back to the point. My spark for fitness has been renewed. And I really realize now that I am not in the early years of my life anymore. Realistically, if I really, really want to push myself, I'm in the last bit of my golden years of doing that. So I want to lose the weight. My goal was to lose the weight, which I've done. And now I'm going to shift into bulking. I am going to put on as much muscle as I can. And I want to see really how far I can push that while I'm still young enough to actually be able to. I mean, not that you can't weightlift in your 50s, 60s, 70s, absolutely. But, you know, it gets to the point where your testosterone, your energy, your metabolism, things aren't what they were in your 20s and even your 30s. So it's now or never. And I'm really going to push to see. I'm glad people are joining me for this journey. I've proven in my earlier years that I could be quite muscular, but now I want to see how quickly I can get back into that and how far I can push it now that I have this newfound motivation. In my younger years, I never really got as far as I could because I was in my party years. I was in university, I was drinking a lot. Alcohol and muscle don't mix. It's a terrible combination. It's basically like taking an anti-steroid. It basically takes steam out of your body from every different angle. And I did grow muscle and I was fit, but I was so handicapped and didn't realize it because of the drinking. And now that that's gone, it really speaks volumes because after my initial cut, which, I lost 45 to 50 pounds, then I started going into a hybrid system where I started weightlifting because I wanted to maintain what muscle I had. And I noticed even right there, my muscle coming back quick, muscle memory and all that. So I did see results. I've been pushing and pushing more weightlifting into my routine, and I see the muscle come back with so little effort for the amount of muscle I'm seeing that I'm so excited to really push it to its limit and really see how far it'll go because my still in the calorie deficit and still doing 10,000 steps a day, I am no longer losing weight. I pretty much stopped at 45 pounds. I'm not gaining weight, but I am gaining muscle. So I think I'm at that really important balance where I am finally gaining muscle and losing fat simultaneously, which is excellent because I'm still seeing the fat go from certain places of my body. I'm seeing better definition in my muscles, and all a defined muscle is a built muscle with low fat over it. So I think that I'm still making progress, even though it's not on the scale anymore. And that's really important to know. You cannot judge your progress based on the scale alone because it's especially important when you're weightlifting and trying to lose weight at the same time that you could be losing fat and gaining muscle. And so you're making excellent progress, but the scale's not going to reflect that. Anyway, I wanted to do my winter update. I wanted to say that the 10,000 steps really did work. This is the first time I went through that journey, and it's been excellent. Now we start a brand new journey of going in the other direction. I'm going to push my weight up. That means a change in diet. That means no longer a calorie deficit. I am not going to swing wildly. What I'll probably do is go to a maintenance style calories where I'm not expected to gain or lose weight, see how well that goes while slowly pushing my calories up with really healthy calories. I need to add that I've also changed my diet. Junk food's out, even though I'm in a calorie deficit. That's not a calorie deficit of junk food. It's salads, it's clean meats, it's proteins, it's whole wheat breads, it's oats. I've been really going hard on trying to keep my diet as clean as possible. I'm going to continue that journey. I'm going to see what the results are like when you do things by the book, when you do your calorie deficits properly, when you do your clean bulking. I want to see how much better things are than they were when I was younger, doing everything wrong and yet still seeing results because of that youthful energy. University, no matter what I did, everything seemed to work. Overtraining, undertraining, over drinking. My diet was horrendous in university. It was all garbage besides protein shakes. I don't know how I got any. And protein shakes don't have a lot of nutrition. They have a lot of protein. I don't know where any of my nutrition came from, honestly. So now we're going to do it by the book and see if in my older years, if I can beat me in my younger years doing things by the book. So thanks for joining and continue on, and let's see how far I can take this. Thanks, guys.